Alright, pinball fans, if you've ever turned on your machine and your screens are all jumbled up, or you go to play one and your play field's on the back glass or DMD or whatever. If you turn your machine on or if you've done an update or something and your screens are messed up, this is the video for you. I see pretty much every day someone posting saying, hey, my screens are all messed up, my playfield's on my DMD, my back glass on my playfield, my DMD's moved around or whatever. They might say, I went back into Popper, I reinstalled it, I reset all my screens in the Popper config, and still I go to play a table and my playfield's on my black backglass or something. I don't know. But so I'm going to go over what each program does, what controls each screen, um, PutPack, B2S, VPX, Vpin MAME, all that. So we're gonna do a quick video. We're gonna go over that. Um, the main thing I want to stress is if you do an update, a video driver update, a Windows update, or if some reason you just turned your PC on and things are messed up, try to shut your machines down to start with. Don't don't reboot, because if you reboot then your screens won't turn off. Basically you want to do a clean shutdown. So let your machine update or install your new driver, whatever you're doing. Once it, and then shut your machine down for, say 30 seconds. Give your screens a chance to turn off. When you turn them back on, and then see if they're right. If they're still not right, then of course then you can go ahead and try to fix them. But main thing, do that first. Shut your machine down, let it boot back up, see if that fixes it. If you boot it up and it is not right, of course the very first thing you're going to check is your screen display here. So basically you want to make sure that your playfield is always your primary display. If for some reason it switches, then you want to come back here and you want to change it back to your primary display. Also, your primary display, your playfield, should be the monitor on the very far left. You don't want it over here in the middle, or you don't want it up high, you don't want it to end. You want to make sure that these things are lined up correctly. They need to be even across the top. You need to have playfield, backglass, DMD, topper, etc. Okay? It does not matter about the number. It doesn't matter if it's 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. But just make sure that they're the screen themselves are playfield, backglass, DMD, topper. That'll help you in the long run. So once you've came back here, you've checked this, you said, okay, my screens they're in the right order. My playfield is my primary display. Just say Popper's messed up for some reason. I don't know. We'll load up Popper. Um, let's just say we'll load up Pinup Popper here. Alright, so everything looks good. I have all three of my screens and they're set up. But say if they didn't, let's say you loaded up Popper. Now remember, this is just the front end. This is only media. This has nothing to do with your tables playing, anything like that. Only thing, now this will might could affect if you have a putt pack table or something like that. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But basically, this is just media. So Pinup Popper is just for your media. It basically just shows you images. That's not really your backglass. That's not really your playfield or DMD or anything. That's just a video or a picture of what it should look like. Okay? So we're going to get out of here. Let's just say that was messed up. For some reason Popper's messed up. Say VPX still looks fine if you run a table, but Popper's messed up. So basically what you want to do, you want to go to your Pinup Popper config. You want to load that up. You're going to go to Popper setup, screens and theme, and then you want to click configure display locations. Alright, and first thing you want to do, you want to check if you have a topper. You click topper and then make sure it's in the right place. Here's my topper over here on top of my DMD. I don't have a topper, so I just leave that there. Then you have the slim DMD. Make sure if you have a DMD, you have that in the right place. Then of course your back glass has got to be on your back glass. Full screen. Playfield should be on your playfield, full screen. Music. Make sure music is on your DMD and full screen. Some weird pup packs use it. I know Monsters. There's a few others. Maybe Harry Potter or something. I don't know. And then you have full DMD. Make sure that's on your DMD and full screen if you have a full DMD. Like I said, the ones that you use, just make sure you have. And these are the main ones. Basically, Topper to Apron full DMD are the ones you need. The rest of them, if you're doing some other things with them, if you're using them for some reason, then of course you're going to set those too. But anyway, these are the main ones: Topper, DMD, backglass, playfield, music, and full DMD. Save that. So I said, once those are in the right order, then Popper should be in the right order. Okay? So you say, hey, you have Popper in the right order. But then when you go to run a table, your playfield might be on your backglass or something. Do not try to adjust tables and backglasses and all that inside of Popper. So basically what you want to do, you need to find whatever exe you're running. You're going to load that up and load some table or whatever, or just say Attack of Mars. This is a backglass table, so I'm going to check my backglass and my full DMD and make sure it's in the right spot. So we'll load this up. There we go. So my playfield, my backglass, my DMD, it all looks good. But if for some reason my backglass and my full DMD was not in the right place, then that is controlled by B2S server. So let's go into our tables folder. And you want to run the B2S screen res identifier.exe. Alright, so we're going to run this. This tells you your setup. You got 1 screen, 2 screen, 3 screen. I suggest you check pixel X coordination. That helps keep them in line. Even if your screen numbers change, if you have it on pixel cords, it'll help keep your displays. So basically, my display 1 is my playfield. And then over here, I have my backglass. Make sure they're full resolutions. Backglass is full sized. And then, of course, my full DMD is going to be the 3rd screen over here. Alright. So like I said, if for some reason your screen's off, then you're going to run this and set those 3 screens back. And this only controls backglass and full DMD. Okay? If your backglass has a full DMD. Not all do. If you only got 2 screens, you're just worried about the backglass, put it on 1 screen, set your playfield and your backglass, and you're good to go. Alright? So remember, B2S server controls where your backglass and your full DMD image is at. Not your DMD, not the score, just the full DMD image, the display image. Has nothing to do where your playfield is. Even though you set a playfield screen in that, and you also set a playfield screen in Popper, those have nothing to do with where your playfield's at. The only thing that controls your playfield is VPX itself. That's all that controls. So basically I want to open up VPX. I want to go to Preferences. I want to go to Video and Graphics Options. Alright. Once you do that, you go to your displays up here. Like I said, once you have your primary display, you'll see like here mine says display 1, but it has like a little asterisk, a little star by it. That means that's your primary display. So it does not matter. Sometimes you open VPX and it might say that that is display number 2, even though when I'm in Windows or in NVIDIA or something, and I've seen this happen, say my primary display says it's 1, then I open it up in here and it might say display 2 is primary display. Basically, even though you have that set as your primary display, you want to pick your primary display. The number does not matter in here. Sometimes they get off for some reason, even though mine's right now. So I want that to be my primary display. And of course I got cabinet mode here. And if you're running 10.8, you pretty much want to run windowed. And all 10.8, you want to run window mode. Don't run exclusive full screen. So you want to be windowed, primary display. Make sure you pick the right resolution. Sometimes these numbers down here get changed. I know for GL you could do the -1 pixel trick. So if that was a 2560, I would go 2559 like that. That minus is 1 pixel. It helps you where you can use your F1 menu and stuff like that. That's just for GL though. This is DirectX. So all right. So like I said, that controls your playfield. That is the only thing that controls where your playfield's at when you're playing. All right. So and like I said, Pinup Popper. Once you run those, that controls where your putt pack is. So if I played a game like Pump Park or something, if I played something with a putt pack, then that would tell me where my screens are for the
select your song.
Alright. So remember, Pinup Player, Pinup Popper controls your putt pack screens. B2S controls your backglass, and if it's a B2S full DMD, not a popper, not a putt pack DMD, that's completely different. That's like I said, that's in your popper setup. So you got Pinup Popper. It does all your media, and when you run a putt pack, so that controls those. Then you have VPX, controls just your playfield. That's it. Just your VPX video settings controls your playfield. And then B2S is controlling your backglass and your full DMD image from that backglass. And then the only other thing is Vpin main, and those you can just drag around at any time. So luckily that's not really a setup. For some reason, if your screens got moved, once you get them back in line, Vpin main should be back in the right spot. It doesn't change. But if it did, then you would basically just run a table and just say that just say my DMD's over here on my playfield for some reason. Basically, you could grab the corner of it, you size it, you drag it where you want it, you set it up, and then you can right click it and you can save it. Now if you want every DMD to be here, you would save globally. So like if you have just a slim DMD and you have your DMD covering your whole screen, then that would be real easy. You just save position globally and you're set. All the DMDs will be there. If for some reason you just want to do per table, then of course you're going to save position for that. It'll have the ROM name. So Attack from Mars 113B is for this one. Alright. If for some reason your DMD disappears behind your full DMD, I see this question a lot too, so we'll go ahead and get into that while we're here. We're going to click on our backglass. Make sure you're running a backglass. And you can do your settings here, but you want this to be on form to back. And for some reason you have to do this for every backglass. It is not global. So form to back, and then you can save it. Alright. If for some reason you want to hide a backglass, you could do that. Like if I wanted to run an Attack from Mars putt pack with this, but wanted to keep the full DMD, I could just hide the backglass. Or if you didn't want a full DMD, you could hide the B2S DMD. There's lots of different settings, but make sure you keep this on form to back. Alright, so I'll close that. So I think that about covers it. Like I said, all the main points is if your playfield's moved, you don't know why. You said you already set everything. You did the B2S server. You did the popper config. Like my playfield's still on my DMD or backglass or whatever. Just remember, playfield is only in VPX. And 10.7 and 10.8 are completely different. Alright, so what I run in here, 10.7, make sure that's set in both of them. One might mess up, the other one might not. Who knows? It does. I've seen it do weird things. But anyway, so those video settings are separate. 10.7, 10.8. Both of your video settings must be set for both of those. I hope it helps you guys out. If you got any questions, feel free to drop it below, and we'll see you next time.